Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Randesha, or Randy for short, and I make budgeting, planning, and organization videos. So if that interests you, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you can be one of the first to see my next video. Okay, so in this video, we are going to be checking in with my May budget. We're going to be checking in the first week of May. So just going to turn to that. Okay, and it's right here. Okay, so I typically do my rollover on the page before the month, the current month. So just because funds from the first week of the month are paid with our rollover money. So basically money from the previous month that we saved up in order to make the first week of the following month a little bit lighter. Okay, so far this week, it seems like everything has been checked off. So gas, I transferred $90 to our digital envelopes. And then groceries was $100 to our digital envelopes. We did $55 to our digital envelopes for diapers. Childcare, I budgeted $329, but with the whole lockdown and everything, his daycare, my son's daycare, has been they offered us like a reduced rate, and he is going 3 days a week instead of the full week, so that's why that's lower. So it's now 192 a week, which every little bit counts. So we're pretty thankful for that, and that's been going on for a couple weeks because I know I haven't been doing weekly check-ins, but this has been going on for a couple weeks now, and I've just been rolling over the remaining amount, because since I budget the full amount, because none of us know when this is going to be, like, this lockdown is going to be done. So I always want to budget the full amount just in case they go back to like the regular rate during the month and I didn't budget for it. So that's why I did the full amount. But these are actual, so it was actually 192 this week. So our mortgage is 1,994 spot 58. Good news on this. I don't think I said it in my April closeout, but part of the other part of our escrow analysis that happened at the end of April is that our escrow account will be pretty good to go. So we got a refund for the overage. I think I said that part, but the part I didn't say was that our property taxes lowered, therefore our mortgage lowered by like $100. So it's going to start in July, because a lady told me that the new rate starts 3 months after the escrow analysis, which happened in April. So come July, this mortgage will be $100 cheaper, and every little bit counts. Thank God for it. So next was Vivint, and this is our security system. And one of you guys did use my referral code, so I hope you enjoy Vivint. I know we are enjoying it tremendously, and if you want to check it out, the link is down below. Citizen One is we financed our security equipment, so these two come out together. So our equipment every month is $31.43, and that came out as normal. Hulu was $11.99. This is my life insurance, was $57.64. And then I like to keep $100 buffer in our checking account, like in our rollover. So this was budgeted 100, but so far we've only spent $32.81. But I actually need to increase this because I actually just made a Target run right before I started filming this video. So, and I, of course, spent way more. I went in there for feminine hygiene products and came out with like a shopping cart full of stuff, as usual. Target is a trap. But anyways, let's see, 32 spot 81 plus $49.65. And the $49.65 is after $30 in gift cards, just so you know the damage that Target caused. But we're still under budget, so I'm not tripping. So 82.46 is the new actual amount. 82.46, and I am using a Frixion pen. These Frixion pens change the planning game for me. Like if you guys aren't up on Frixion pens, or at least have given them a try, like they don't write as dark as like a normal pen or like some of the pens out there, but just the convenience of being able to erase is just a game changer. You don't have to worry about mistakes and whiteout and all that other kind of stuff. So, yeah, so our buffer is 82.46 and we're good there. And then this is our Costco credit card, and we just charge gas to it, the Costco gas, and any Costco runs that we do, we charge to this card. Otherwise, we don't use it. Oh, and I charge our daycare to it, but otherwise, we don't use it. So this should always be zero because we don't spend the money, like we don't use the card unless we actually have that money in our account. So every month I will transfer, like if whatever we spent, I will transfer it from our main account to another checking account, which is specifically just for like to hold the money to pay off this card. So this should always be zero because it's not like it's not really a bill per se. It's just more of a reminder to pay that card, because it's like basically I'm transferring money from groceries or diapers or something like that, and I'm transferring it to this Costco checking account so that when I go to pay off the card every month, the money is already there. So that's why I don't really account for it in my budget, because it's accounted for in one of these different categories, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and total that up. Equals 2,671 and 57 cents. So I know for a fact, I'm not going to put the remaining here because, say it with me, y'all can add. So I'm not even about to play y'all. So I'm not going to put the remaining here. I'm going to do it off camera, and I'm going to transfer the remaining to our sinking funds, because any money that's left over after like I close out the week, I transfer to the sinking funds. So and then you guys see the sinking funds in one lump sum. So I mean, you could take the time to add it all together if you want to, but yeah. Um I just wait for the day where I could just tell you guys all these numbers, because I really don't have a problem with it. I'm just trying to protect our jobs even more so right now with everything that's going on. So I just don't want no problems, but I'm just waiting for the day where I could just show you everything, because sis, it's really not that serious. Like if you want to pay my bills, then DM me, because I'll give you some account numbers. Have at it. Anyways, okay, so I'll leave that there. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to flip over to my weekly setup. And I'm basically gonna set up the first, like our official first week, because I call like this rollover week is like week 0 for us. So this is like week 1 for us, because the 8th is our actual like first check that we actually use to budget all of our expenses in the month of May. So I'm going to use the monthly calendar and write everything that's in green is for the first week. So I'm going to write that really quickly, and then we'll discuss the numbers. Whew, okay, we barely made it there. So I'm gonna put fixed um ex no, I'm not gonna put fixed expense. I am going to put expense total, and then I'm gonna put remaining. And then up here, our income, let's see. And then, sorry, that should not be at the very top. Okay, so this line, PYF stands for pay yourself first. So with this, when our check comes in, we budget on a like predetermined amount. So anything above that amount, we automatically put into a like a savings account of some kind. Right now, we're putting it into our sinking fund to throw at debt. So it goes to like the extra debt line right here, the extra debt line in our sinking funds. So I don't share our income, so I'm going to do that off camera. But this is our check number one, and then any variable income. Variable income has been zero. Like I don't count refunds, like store refunds or store returns, and like stuff like that. I'm counting variable as like in the future, if I was to transfer any money over from my business, then that's where I would put it in variable. But for right now, nothing's coming. So I'm just going to leave this section blank. And then since I don't have enough space, because that is one thing I would love one extra page in like the EC Monthly Deluxe, because I would love to do like my May budget or my budget monthly budget here, and then I would love a full sheet for each week so that I could have like week 1, week 2, week 3, and then still have my rollover on this page. um but as it stands, I only have like the space for the monthly budget, the week check-ins, and then on this page I have rollover, and then I'll do notes right here. So yeah, if anything, if extra page is not added in the new monthly deluxe for 2021, I'll probably get extra pages in it, because all of the pages that came just standard, the 40 pages, um I've already like used them. I will do a flip through, I still need to record it, but basically I added tabs to like the pages. And yeah, so all of them have already been designated. I've already like planned it out and everything. So I'll probably just order another 40 sheets, and I am planning on uncoiling my next one and then taking the sheet and adding it in each month, so that I can have like the weekly check-ins on like each week on one page. So hopefully I won't have to do that, because I really don't want to have to spend the extra time and work to uncoil a planner. It seems like a tedious task, but I really do love this paper. I see why like people love EC paper. It's really good. So anyways, with that said, typically you see people do like a budgeted column and then an actual column and then a plus or minus. That's what I would like to do, so I can have it all on one page. But since I only have to like turn back a page and look at the budgeted amount, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but also too, these amounts don't really change much. So what I typically do is I just go ahead and write in the expected amounts or like my budgeted amounts. And then as the week goes on, I'll just cross it off. And if anything changes, I'll just erase it and put the actual amount. And then, if there's anything like wrong, then I'll reach out to, the company if it's like a bill that was too high unexpectedly, or if I have to change our food budget. This was groceries before, but I changed it to food because I had a line that said unbudgeted food, but most of the time the unbudgeted food came from us eating out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lump our eating out and our groceries together in one line, and of course call it food. And I'm going to see if that will help me, basically, because the unbudgeted, it made it seem like I was over budget, but I actually wasn't, because I transfer the full amount um that I budget for gas, food, diapers, and all that. Like, I transfer that full amount whether I need it or not, because I put it in a cash envelope, well, a digital envelope, and I use it as I need it. Like, I don't track what goes out of the cash envelopes, because unless I'm consistently going over, which I'm not, um, I personally don't see the point of tracking what goes out of your cash envelopes. But that's just me. So yeah, I'm just like, what's the point of putting it in there if you have to track it? I don't understand that about cash envelopes, because it's like the whole point of it is that you're supposed to designate an envelope to a specific thing like groceries or whatever. And then once the money's gone, it's gone. So why track it if you're using the money for what it was intended for? Why track it? That just seems like extra work to me. But leave, if you do cash envelopes and you track it, let me know your opinions down below, or if you just have some thoughts on it, let's discuss. But the budget, that's what budgeting is for. Budgeting is personal. So what works for you may not work for me, and what works for me may not work for you. To each his own. So anyways, let's get back to this. Food, we do 100 a week. Childcare, I'm gonna budget the full 329 just in case. We never know when it's gonna go back. Diapers, we transfer $55 a week. School loans, I'm expecting to be 112.01. Home maintenance, we need some air filters still, so I think I budgeted $50 for that. Where is that? Oh, that's a planned expense. I do planned expenses down here. So yeah, $50 for that. And then if we don't get it, like if I'm waiting on my husband to go to Home Depot, if they're open. I don't even know if they're open, and get the air filters so he can install them. So if he doesn't go this week, I'm still going to check this off, because what I do is I transfer this $50 from our main bill paying account to our planned expenses account. And then what I'll do is um I'll just leave it in there, and then I'll cross it off when it's paid, but I'll cross it off here because I transferred the money, if that makes sense. So Amazon CC, I'm going to put 0, because just like the Costco card, this is just a kind of like a visual reminder to go in and pay the card. So also too, I am going to start paying both cards weekly. There's not that many charges that go to them, but I'm just finding that doing it once a month, um, sometimes I forget like what a charge is for, and especially if it's going to Costco and I have like mixed categories or whatever, I don't take the time to go back and see what I bought on the receipt. Um, so I think I'm going to start paying those off every week, and just like I think I'll do it on Thursdays or whatever. So continued education, my husband has to take classes, like continued education classes for work, so he could keep all of his credentials. So I budgeted $65 for that. Yard service is $40. They still haven't come, and our yard is, we have rockscape, but weeds are starting to poke through. So yeah, something's gonna have to be done about that soon, because it's just like I can't have flowers and weeds. It's just no. Okay, and then Apple iCloud is $9.99, and then uh my son, myself, and my husband, we all get $50 a piece for fun money. And then this is our family fund, which I put $30 in there just in case we want to do like a movie night or something. We don't have to we don't have to choose who's gonna like pay for it. So that's what I do there. And then this is a fee, like an annual fee on a credit card, and that is going to be $55. And then this checking fee is $25. And then our natural gas, this is actual because that's the only utility bill that we get before the month. So I write it in our monthly. So that is $28.95. And then Frontier is our home internet, and that is like 71 something. 71.43. And then Netflix is going to be $15.99. Netflix actually isn't $15.99 for us, because $15.99 is the HD package, and or not the HD, the 4K package. And my husband said he wanted it. He went and got a 4K TV for Black Friday, but he still hasn't upgraded the Netflix from HD to 4K, but I'm just budgeting $15.99 until the day that he does. So I'm not reminding him, because HD 4K is all Greek to me. It's all the same to me. So I'm not going to remind him to increase our monthly expenses. So if he keeps on forgetting, then obviously it's not that important, right? Right. So, okay, so we are going to add all of these up. Okay, so that comes to 1,227 spot 37. So what I like to do is I like to put a little, I don't like to once I write in the income, I don't like to write in the remaining, because like I said, these are still the budgeted amounts except for the natural gas that is actual. Um but these numbers, I'm expecting them not to change, if they change at all. So that's why I'm comfortable in writing in the expense total. But what I'll do, because I don't know the actual amount that this check is going to be, so and I don't know how much we're going to be able to pay ourselves from the check. So what I like to do is estimate how much is going to be left over. And I mean, the money comes in tomorrow. So once the money actually comes in, I will subtract the expenses from the income in order to see how much is left over. And then I'll write it on this sticky note, and I'll just stick this sticky note. I'll keep it right here because I carry this budget planner with me wherever I go. So I just stick it right here, and as the week goes by, I'll just cross it off. And if anything comes up that I need to pay for, and it's not budgeted for, I already know how much I have in order to like meet that obligation. Or if it's something like more of a want than a need, then I know that if it's more than what we have, then I'm not going to buy it. Or if my husband says he wants something, or I don't know, if friends ask us out or anything like that, um, I know at all times how much I have left over from this week's budget in order to spend, but not go over budget in case anything happens. So you can kind of say like this is my miscellaneous um kind of like account, but not really, because our miscellaneous is going to our sinking funds. So anything left over goes to our sinking funds. So so yeah, that's why I don't really like a miscellaneous category, because when I go back to look at my budget, miscellaneous is very vague. Like every dollar should have a name. So like, what did you spend your money on? That should go into a category so that you know, maybe next month when you look back on this budget, that maybe you need to increase your food um, cash envelope, because you saw this month that you kept going over every week. But if you name it miscellaneous, how are you supposed to correct your actions? At least that's how I look at it. So that's why I don't really keep a miscellaneous category in my weekly, but I do have a like miscellaneous buffer that I just keep, which is actually one of the updates that I did this month. I usually kept it in my sinking funds, but as you see right here, I took it out of my sinking funds because I'm actually going to keep it in our Murphy account. And our Murphy account is just my nickname for our short-term emergency fund, which we keep $1,000 in there. So at all times, it should have 1,100. So basically, how I set up the accounts is that our main bill paying account, we don't have overdraft protection on it. What happens is I set it up so that if we do go over budget, like something happens unexpectedly, and with our bill paying account, I have it hooked up to take money out, like take that overdraft money out of our Murphy account, which is our emergency fund. So yeah, so that way we don't incur overdraft fees. And yeah, like it was probably an emergency. So with that setup, I'm like, I don't want the $100 buffer for our bill paying account to be in our sinking funds. I should put it in our Murphy account, which is already the backup to if we overdraft on our main bill paying account, where like all of our money gets deposited every week. So yeah, that's how that is. So it's like I don't really need a miscellaneous account, so that's why you're probably never going to see one. So yeah, and plus it tells you nothing when you look back on your budget to see like how you can improve. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll write in the income portion, and then I'll write what's remaining to spend for the week on this little sticky note, and I'll keep that in mind as things come up to potentially pay, or this is basically like that will be our potential savings. So um, yeah, it kind of curbs spending. So if I already know how much is left over for the week after all the bills come out, I'm less likely to say buy the new summer vibes and summer fun sticker books that are coming out later this month. God, sometimes I hate budgeting. I sometimes I just want to throw this whole budget planner out the window, because I'm just like, you're not the boss of me. But if we want to get out of debt and live below our means and everything like that, I guess this has to be the boss of you, I guess. I guess. Anyways, it's getting late. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified next time I upload. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.